Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Wasn't going to be late this time, 3 o'clock on the dot. And today we have a very special show. It's a retape of Ken Mullings, who, of course, we spoke with on Tuesday. But due to some technical difficulties, he and I were disconnected. So we're redoing the episode of Tuesday. I'm going to come with some new questions, keep it kind of fresh. You're free to drop your comments, your questions inside the timeline for Ken to read, but we're waiting for Ken to log in, and then we'll get started. Again, my name is Ren, coming to you live from University of the Bahamas, UB Athletics, and I'm the Public Relations and Brand Coordinator. So we're going to wait for Ken to log in, and we'll get this interview started. Other than that, how are you doing? Nassau is busy. I did not reach home on time. Traffic is amazing out there. So I didn't want to start the show late. So I said, let's just do it from the car. Ken is an understanding guy. Alright, I see a lot of people logged in. Shout out to the men's basketball team in here. Shout out to Jay, the kid. I see you too. So we're only waiting for Ken to log in, and then we'll get started. I hope Ken remembered. And we're starting at 3 today because Ken said he works out at 6. So I didn't want him to miss 2 workouts for the week. He works out with Coach Edna via Zoom, along with UB Athletics. So don't want him to miss his workout period. We'll wait for him to log in. I'm going to give him a call as well, just to see where he is. Ken, log in, man. Hey Ken, right now, man. Just seeing if you're logging in.
I can log in right
now. Alright, he's logging in right now. I'm gonna get this interview underway. Again, this is Ren on the Streets with another off season. It's gonna be a great show. Gonna try to surprise Ken with a few new questions. He already knew most of the questions I asked, but he's gonna learn I'm not predictable, Hate to be predictable. If anybody's on the road at this current time, please get off it. This traffic out there is crazy. So we're just waiting on Ken to log in, and then we're gonna start the interview. Gonna probably pull on the side, give him my full attention. All right, so I see logged in. I see Ken is here. All right, get started. Ken, the great and powerful, you are not playing NBA 2K19 again, bro.
Not quite, because they have the service down until a certain time.
So you're saying that basically it's because they have the service down that you're not on NBA right now. But if it was up, you're going to be playing games.
I'm playing, but I'm waiting for the service to come back up, so I can't really play yet.
Well, that's good. That's cool. I get your undivided attention. That's perfect for me. No distractions, right?
But yeah.
So let's try it again. You already know some of the questions. So I'm going to try to surprise you. You get some great answers last time, Tuesday. Sorry it didn't get saved. You did an amazing interview, man. But, yeah, let's just get straight to it. So it's off season. Sports in the country, working out is kind of illegal at this time, but it's coming to a better place. What have you been doing during the COVID-19 to stay in shape?
I've been doing a lot of long runs. I have one of them pull-up bars, the little red thing which you put on your door.
The one from As Seen on TV?
Pull-ups?
What you put on the bathroom door?
Yeah, but you could do variety of pull-ups like wide arm, close arm. I got that. I used to do a little bit of that.
Hold on, that's your
Do a little bit of
secret.
abs.
That's what I need to invest in if I want to look like Ken Mullings.
You could invest in that if you're trying to do like home workouts because you could do a lot of different stuff with that. You know what I mean? Like you put on the floor and do incline push-ups if you want to. You could do a bunch of stuff with that.
That's dope, man. That's dope. So continue. So you got your bar, you got your mile run. What else you used to do?
Um, try even though I wasn't eating as good as I was eating during the season, I was still trying to cut out too much of the food for it so I won't put on too much weight. You know what I mean?
Hmm. So you missed
So
the
yeah,
calf.
so it's basically,
You missed the calf right now.
oh yeah, man. Of course I missed the calf, man. That was like guaranteed breakfast and lunch. You know what I mean?
Right.
Don't tell them, but sometimes you get an extra meal. I don't blame.
It right
Believe that.
there. Everybody can know. Like I don't want to tell nobody. It's right there. So with that in mind, let's let the audience know a little about what I know. When did your passion for sports begin? Like when was your interest in sports started?
My interest in sports started 2012, 2013. 2012, 2013. That summer when I was like 13, I think, or 14 or 12, somewhere between that age. I can't really remember. But I
Hmm.
remember my coach in Turks and Caicos. We was in my P class, and we was watching the world champs in Moscow. So that was 2013, I think. And he was like, "Yo, no, that was 2011. Okay, yeah, was that in Moscow then? Anyways, you get the point. We was watching one world champs, and he was like, yo, man, because he's Jamaican. He's like, yo, man, blah blah blah. Once they make the team for their country, they get to travel for free,
Right,
go up in
right.
the hotel rooms, eat all kind of free food. And see, at the time I was a little chubby, so when he say
Free
everything was
food.
free, I was like,
And your mind is
bet.
going off like, what? Free? And
What?
food?
What? And plus, I wasn't really traveling a lot at that time, so he's like, free food, free trips, and what's not. And I was like, what? I was like, okay, let's get it.
Right, right,
Then I started. That's when he allowed me to start training. We didn't know exactly what event I was going to do yet, so we was fooling around with a lot of events to see which one I'm good at. Then that's when we finally reached to high jump because I wasn't really too strong in that event. I wasn't weak, but I wasn't too strong.
Mm-hmm.
So we going to high jump. We had a grass track, and I can't remember. I didn't have no equipment then, so I was in either tennis or I was barefoot. Can't remember. So I don't know if anybody know when at the high jump bar it have like a certain is an upright with when you drop it to the lowest it is go like to a certain height. It
Right,
don't have to go straight to the ground, like it is dropped to a height for when like when you get above the girl height, you just drop the bar straight down and put the bar there.
right,
So at that and Turks, once you drop the bar to that level and you could clear that, he's a jumper.
right.
Even though that bar wasn't even
That's the
high, that's
scissors.
probably like
That's the
4
one.
foot
That's the
11 or
one you had
5
to do
foot.
with the scissors. Then you had to clear it with the scissors.
You don't have to jump it with the scissors, but you could do it if you want.
All
So
right.
because I was a little chubby and I was able to jump that high, that's when he was like, okay, we can just stick with high jump. And then from then he just trained me for high jump and I put on like a lot of work. And then the next year I made the growth team.
So let's slow down on that. So you're 13, 14. You were still chubby. You didn't have the growth spurt yet.
No, I wasn't 13, 14 because when I was 14, when I was on my first team for Bermuda. So that was like 12-ish. That's when I was a little fatter, that
Mm-hmm.
11, 12-ish.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Talk.
when I gone. Say it again.
No, I'm thinking. So talk about that transformation. I mean, a lot of people have this thing with weight, right? I'm a little bigger than what I used to be at your age, but for anybody who petty, all right, no, I'm not a little big. I'm a lot bigger than when I was your age. But the point is, for people who put on that weight at such an early time, and then for you, you just got this growth spurt and you just had this athleticism. Do you feel like it was a blessing, like it was just luck, or did you like work hard that summer and then it just paid off?
To be honest, that was probably just genetics because that summer I did do a lot of work. But
Mm-hmm.
most of because I grow, that helped a lot with the athleticism. Because it
Right.
wasn't like I was gymming because I was really young, so we wasn't doing a lot of gymming. We just was doing a lot of plyos and
Mm-hmm.
waking up early just to say we wake up early. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it wasn't like no D1 training. We just was like waking up early, going running some hills, doing some plyos, having fun, talking a lot. We didn't overdo nothing. We just say we just do a lot of work. You know what I mean? Like I
Right.
won't put it and say we wasn't training hard now, but I wouldn't say I'd say the training I doing now way harder than what I did then.
That's fair. So with all this starting, did you have the full support of your family back then? Like, did you have motivational factors that kept you going, or was it you had to find your own motivation?
Mm, my motivation was the free trips at that time because
And food,
at that time when
and
I was
food,
in
and food.
on food because when I was in North Cagus, I wasn't living with my parents at that time. I was living with like like how they used to like homes for when you away from your family, they allow you to stay in some people's house.
Right, right.
Yeah, that's what we was in. We was paying rent to stay in some people's house.
Okay.
So, you know, we was like away from the family, basically. So it wasn't like the family was there to even see the training or at the beginning.
I understand, man.
So the
With so
very,
much,
very beginning, no one
continue.
no one was really there, no. The
But
very beginning no one was there. That was just me
I'm
and my
thinking too. I'm thinking if you may, like with so much traveling happening and so much changes as a young man, how did that affect your mind now? It sounds like you've always had to push yourself. You sound to get some great men in your life, to encourage you to do sports. But with all this traveling and moving, how is it that you stayed focused?
what do you mean with all this traveling moving? You mean like how I was from Freeport to Turks and Caicos to
Right,
Providence, Dallas to North Caicos
right, right,
to Nassau? You mean like that?
right, right.
I don't know. I probably just was really determined to make it to the world stage. Like I never even thought of it as, boy, I'm moving so much. I tired of doing this. Like I have to keep starting over. I didn't even thought of it like that. I just keep saying in my head, okay, I move again. There's an opportunity to show them what I could do. That way I could dominate this area. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, okay, I dominate North Caicos. I was the best there at the time.
Hmm.
Not in like overall, but basically for high jump. Like no one could have beat me in high jump except Dominique, but he wasn't in my age group, so that didn't count.
Okay.
So in my age group, I was dominating high jump. Then I came to the Bahamas and like, okay, this is way more competitive. I want to be the best now here.
You're
So
welcome. You're
I had to
welcome.
try. Yeah,
You're welcome.
thanks, man. But there was a lot of good jumpers when I came over here. It was tough. It was very tough. Like I told you, my first career after 2012 in Bermuda, Laquan beat me.
Hmm.
A lot of people know Laquan then. He beat me then. I came fourth, he came third. And then I bucked him in long jump. He came third, I came fifth. I was like, dog. And I didn't know I was traveling to Nassau at the time. I knew I was about to move. So I was dead mad because I was like, this dude beat me and I'm moving there. So I know I can buck the same dude. I know I can buck him.
Right,
And guess who I end up training with? I end up training with his same club. You know, I was mad, right?
right.
I was like, wow,
How did
this
that
dude done cut my
motivate
hip
you?
twice.
How did that motivate you? Coming from almost like the best high school ever, and then I'm gonna go to college and find out that competition. Like, how did being in Nassau motivate you to be where you are right now?
Being in Nassau motivated me because, especially for the deck, because we have a lot of great athletes, right? And majority of them, most of them right now in my age group, like all the Adrian Curry, Joel, what what is his name? Tyrone, I think his name. I can't remember. Dude's on the 400, who 146. It's a lot of
Hmm.
them. A lot of them who specialize. Like I always do 10 events. There's a lot of them who specialize in one out of the 10 events. What I used to do, and they run
Okay.
like these great times for the age. And because I'm home doing at the local meet, I end up bucking most of them.
Right.
So I try to train to beat them because once I could train to beat them or even come close to what they do, then I know when I put the 10 events together, I should be able to compete against the fellas in Germany or the people in France. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. I just finished watching this like Last Dance thing with Jordan, right, on ESPN, and how you're talking is almost like you do sort of like that Jordan thing of putting yourself in a scenario, giving yourself a reason to become better. Like, what's your mentality? What's the Ken Mullings mentality? How is it that you've gone from record to record, PR to PR, event to event, and become the world? Well, now number two in the world, right? And the record holder for the Bahamas. What's that Ken Mulling mentality for any listeners?
Um, well, right now, I'm not number two at the moment right now, but I'm still top 50, so that's not bad. But my mentality is because I don't think of the multi as one event. I think of it as 10 events. So while what I do is I try to beat. I think of it as okay. I must be. Cause remember, we have a big group. Edna, we have
Right.
a big group. we have a big group where we have sprinters, we have throwers, we have jumpers, what's not. So
Right.
I tell myself I'm gonna beat every one of them in
Right.
their event. So once I beat them in their event, I know for sure ain't no one could touch me in the multi. Because ain't
Right.
no way I beating this guy who running 10-8 in his own event. I beating him. And then I go in the multi and lose the 100-meter dash to a guy who won an 11 tree. No, sir. So that's how I think of it. Like
Right.
I gotta destroy everybody individually. So when I go to the multi, there's no such thing as lose.
And how did these I'll call them local connections. We touched this in the last interview, but how has hey, I hear a TV or something in the background, you just turn it down. But
Oh, I got you. So
yeah.
got you.
All
Okay.
right. So how and you touched it beautifully last time. I don't know what I asked you, but it's sort of like the friendships. Like you could go off right now. I feel confident. You can go to any university. You can break all their records. They would see the investment in you instantly. But you chose to do it home. And the thing that we talked about last time is friends. Do you really
Oh
feel
yeah, you asked me. I remember what you asked. You said what would be different if I went away other than
ah
stay here. Like yeah, and I just say I wouldn't. It wouldn't really be much of a difference. Like I'd still be like a very good athlete. So and so I say the only thing would be different is probably the friends around me because the people over there would only know me for would they see me come over there for like a great athlete. So they wouldn't be. I wouldn't really trust them as real friends. Like they'd be um like fakeish. You know, like they only there for the crowd. I guess.
right. Actually, let's speak about that. If we could take that a step further. So I've seen you compete, and I've watched people in the first event. The first event got 15 people running. The second event maybe 10, and then the numbers just dwindle down. And at one point, it only is like you by yourself or you and Kendrick. With so much people from their institutions, the guy when we was at Miami Hurricane alumni invitational, right? This guy was the
Yeah.
record holder for their school, but he's a graduate, and he's going against you, and it's like three events in, he's like, "Oh, I got injured, I can't continue," and then
Oh,
you're going, and it comes to a point of, and I love this about the Mingos brand. It goes from a point of we don't know what Mingos are, who is the University of the Bahamas, to everybody is standing on the sidelines watching you, bro. Like, how does that make you feel to know that you have them in awe of what you're capable of doing?
Oh, that was fun. That was the funnest 1500 meter I ever ran because that was a lot of because they remember they was like straight around up to like the 250 meters.
Right,
So from then they was cheering me on. So that was a good 1500 meter.
right.
But yeah, it feels really good. It was like a skin crawler. I don't even know if that was a word, but that was a tingly feeling to have everybody cheering me on and surprised or happy with what I was doing or achieving at the moment. So that was like I'd like to accomplish more of that so people could know that that was not my best moment in life. Like there's more to come.
All right. So next question: who's your number one fan? Who would you say is your
My
real number one fan?
my real number one. Okay, let me see. I'd say I'd say who was hitting me up the most? Probably my friend. Guess what his name is? Ken. Ken Reyes from he from Turks, right? But right now he in Jamaica training.
Right.
Oh hey D. But right now he in Jamaica training. His name is Ken Reyes.
Uh huh.
Every time I compete, he always is asking me, what you doing? Like, how did I run? How is training going? He probably can message me this afternoon because me and him ain't talking like 4 days. And every time I reach 4 days, he send me a message.
That's dope. That's dope, dog.
Yeah, so I'd say yeah.
Shout out to Mr. Ken Rios for being your number one fan. And I didn't even want to put this person in the contention, right? But you can hear me. I had an audio
Yeah,
went
I
out a
get
little
you.
bit. Oh, okay. But bro, like your dad supports you tremendously. Talk about that. Talk about having your dad show up to almost every track meet, having your dad shout with his umbrella in the shade, That's what I don't understand about him. He's be in the shade. No sun attacking him, but he still have an umbrella. I don't understand your daddy. But talk about having your daddy as supportive as he is and how that helps you as an athlete.
Hold on one second. Daddy, you could call mommy see if she want bless. Cause she trying to call me, but I doing like an interview. You could call mommy. Right. Yeah, my daddy. Let me see. What the question was? How?
How how does it affect you to have such a supportive father?
Oh, trust me, that's a big motivator because remember he used to travel. He used to travel dead far to come see. Some of them trips he used to travel like 4 hours to come to see me compete. So it's like, uh, it's almost like okay, he coming to cheer. You better execute now because he ain't come this far to see me fall start in the 100 or what's not.
Hmm.
Plus, he used to, he always used to tell me before I compete. I went to say he was my number one fan, but then I can't be giving that away to family members. I don't be into doing that because it's almost like they're supposed to be your fans. You know what I mean?
But they're not
But yeah,
often though, bro. You
yeah,
Bahamian
for
too.
real.
Bahamians don't. If I could be honest, I'm fortunate to have a good sister and mom, right, and dad. But you don't get much support from a lot of your family. Like I only get support from like maybe 2% of my actual family.
Yeah. But I ain't gonna lie. When I first started, I wouldn't say I couldn't see the support. I had the support. I'm sure I had the support. I can't ever doubt my family now. I did not see it though. Like it wasn't a lot of people who was like coming to my track meets, yo, way to go, Ken, clap, clap, you know what I mean? But as I got better and better, then I started to see it more, like I actually was seeing it vocally or seeing it like people coming more,
Hmm. Well, that's dope, but I mean, that's honest and
But
that's
my
dope.
daddy, my daddy was one of them. He was there a lot when he was able to come, especially when I started college meets. He always came to the meets because I sure you seen it every time we traveled. He was out there with my little brother, running up and down.
Yeah, your new little brother. You got another little brother too, and this what makes me think a part of your secret is your family athletic. So your next brother, he plays baseball. Eh?
You mean which one? The one who 21, Aaron, or the baby brother who
I
was
think
out there
it's
with
the
my daddy?
21-year-old. He plays baseball, right?
I mean, he used to do javelin. He did a little bit of baseball, but now he in defense force, so he don't do
Okay.
no kind of sports no more.
He gave up on the dream.
Yeah, man, he just strictly defense force now. You hear me? When my boy, when my boy, when my boy, when my boy, you playing? Sometimes we losing connection again. When if you talking, I can't hear you. Let me see. Miss Adderley, can you hear me still? Or you're not watching? Got disconnected. Wow, that's crazy. I guess he probably can send me another invite. Thank you. Oh, same then. Oh, yo, when? Yeah.
All right. Yeah. No, like I tell him,
All right.
I just arrived home.
Yeah. Yeah, I get you now. I get you now.
Okay. So let's continue, right? So we were talking about family and support systems, right? And
Mm.
I think that's crucial, especially coming from the Bahamas. But I want to hit it now to the campus. So many times we've celebrated you, bro. Like we've celebrated your accomplishments. We've given you Ken Day, Ken Kendrick Day. We've given you a meal in the calf. But what blows my mind is when I know all the hard work you put into it and everything you do, and then you go in front of the students and it's sometimes, no offense to anybody, but it's the truth. it's this pathetic clap of who this guy is and why we taking this time out, and when we just gonna have a club dance again. And like, so how, I'm wondering, like, does that affect you as an athlete to know that you're putting in?
Not at all. Not at all. I don't feel that. You get me? When? When? No, no, no. I thought you couldn't hear me. I thought you couldn't hear me. No. When? You can hear me? When?
Hear me, man?
Okay. No, but because
No, I
I
could hear
thought you
you.
couldn't hear me.
I could hear you.
Yeah, that don't affect me at all because um the applause or the applause don't affect me if they applaud or not because at the end of the day I have to put in the work. I have to go there and perform. So if no one came out there, I'd have still been happy for UB to even thought of, celebrating me. Like even if UB to say they wasn't gonna celebrate me, like they, I still was going to train and work hard to accomplish the stuff I accomplished. It's just that when they do stuff like that, then it's make you feel like, hey, I have some support. Like I have a reason to continue to push. You know what I mean? Like it just gives me more motivation to keep going.
Right.
But even if no one decides to do it, I'm still going to push hard and train and compete. So
Well,
it wouldn't affect me at all.
that's cool. So let's get up to date now, right? So you've been with the brand with the school for about 3 years. You've left your mark, but I don't think there would ever be another Ken Mullings. Period. Like there's only one of you, unless you have a son, and he don't eat cookies and dough, and he decides to eat carrots and celeries and go vegan. Other than that, I don't think there'll ever be a next Ken Mullings, right? But you've made a decision, or making a decision, I don't know which, to take a year off to focus on your athletic pursuits. Not your athletics, sorry. Yeah, athletics pursuits. Tell me about that process, that courage, and what's going through the mind of Ken Mullings. Why are you taking this break from education?
Um, I am taking this break to um one have more time to say put in all the hard work and training and get sleep on time. Two, still be able to work at my part-time job to say have more of financial support to pay for the equipment or the
Hey,
equipment that you be
you confusing me, bro. You on the Santee Water. I see you everywhere I go. Ken Mullings, the
no, I
Santee
say
Water.
equipment. I say liquids and stuff. I talking about stuff like tights whenever most of my tights tear or some tennis whenever a couple months pass and the bottom of the tennis start to feel uncomfortable, things like that.
Right.
That's why I say part-time job because you don't really need incredible money to buy a $80 tennis. You know what I mean? Like you just save for 2 weeks, bam, you get your tennis. So that's why the Dasani was a big help for me because I was able to hydrate and not buy all kind of water or Powerade and stuff. I was able to get them, you know.
Yeah, pretty. So you're trying to say as a friend, because I consider us friends, Ken. If I was to come there, you could give me
Yes, yes, yes.
like a case of Powerade, just off your back shelf.
Oh, I ain't got the. Oh, you mean out of my house? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You straight. I thought you mean like walk up in Coca-Cola and get you one. I was like, I ain't got that kind of stripes.
No,
Nah.
no, I have enough. I proudly serve on Coca-Cola cans for kids board. I sure I could make some pulls to get something, but I think they can still make me pay. But again, I just feel like, and you mentioned it before. For those who got the first one, you were aiming for a 3.0 last semester, and
Yeah.
you've had this continuous schedule of pushing academically and athletically, and you found your balance. You're not worried that maybe after this year of training, you come back to school and it's a little harder? You're not worried at all?
I mean, everything is going. Some stuff always be difficult, you know. But I don't really put that in my head like to say, okay, when I come back, it's gonna be hard. I don't really think negative like that. I just set my plans and go towards it. If something was to come up, then I just gotta deal with it. I don't. There's no backing down once you done. Once I done set my plans, there's no backing down. I have to stick through it and push and finish. I don't stop. Like if I
So,
say I can do
keep going.
500 sit-ups tonight,
Mm-hmm.
if I say I can do 500 sit-ups tonight,
Mm-hmm.
then 500 sit-ups can get knocked out before I fall asleep. Even if I don't sleep tonight, they can get knocked out. Just because I don't make up in my mind I can do that, I gotta get done. That's how serious it is. If I say I got, especially if I say it, like if I say it out loud and someone hear me, I got to do it. Because ain't no way I can let someone hear me say something and I don't do it. Because then I can feel like,
Bro,
okay, I ain't a man of my word, man. I'm backing down. You know what I mean?
I can attest to that. If ladies and gentlemen, and sorry for the background, I'm an artist, so that's my canvas. I paint them, right? But I could attest to watching, boy, it's like you up the legit same thing Michael Jordan up, bro. I've seen you at the Miami Invitational again. You were doing the pole jump, and there was this guy from one university who sucked at every. I don't want to talk about him, but he pretty much sucked at every event except the pole vault. Like he was only good at the pole vault. I think he defeated you, right? And he just keep going higher
Oh,
and
you mean I
higher.
do it?
Yeah. The dude
I
was
know you
only
don't.
good at one event, but he sucked at everything. No, he did the long distance running too. But I say that to say I watch you and I did the video of course of the multi angle that I put in the video. But I
Yeah. Oh,
watch
I like that
you
video.
yeah, but sure, hey, respect. But I legit watch you each time motivating yourself and it's like even when you cleared the last one, which was your PR, right? I saw when you looked and you was like, "Come on, Ken, come on, we can do it. We can do it higher." And I just like do it. I watch you do this for 8 events today, for 2 days. Like, where are you getting this from? And even when you finish the 1500, I don't know. Like, I got the video of it after you finished the 1500 pattern. Like, we went over to the long jump pit, and you were dancing, bro. And I was like, "Boy, like, dude, you just finished this whole thing and now you dancing and you chilling with your dad. Where does this burst of energy come from, buddy? Like, where does this, I want to call it the K factor. Where does that come from?
Wait, I know. No, that day was different. I don't know why I was so energetic. Because during the 1500, I was like, wait, when this game over? And then everybody keep cheering. So that's when you have to like run faster because you ain't trying to get embarrassed, you know?
And you
So
had
I started.
Shawnee?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Shawnee
too.
was there too.
Shawnee was
Shawnee
there.
was there.
And Ubibo. Because you know Ubibo. I always like talking about Ubibo because he's a cool cat, but he's a cool dude, but him, I can't never diss him. So when I saw them two there, I had to run that 1500 because you know why I know strong 1500 meter runner. And he keep telling me you need to hurry up get under 445. And I keep telling him I trained for it. I get this year. And every time I run the 1500, I fall short of just 445. So he was out there at the time. So I was like, okay, I gotta run this sub 445. This boy out here. And I hear him each lap. I hear his voice. Like I hear people cheer me on, but I hear him. And he was like, come on, Ken, you off the pace. And I was like, dude, I try. So the
Man.
last lap come, I hear him again. He say, push, kid, push. Time now I was like, boy, this boy, come all the way over here. I don't know if he come out there to see me, but if he come all the way out there cheering me on now, I have to run. I was like, boy, falling back. So I
Yeah.
running. I finally part. When I come on the 100 meter stretch, that's when I hear Shawnee. I don't know how I hear them too, but I hear them, and I was like, I must be supposed to. So I hear Shawnee, and I throw my head back, and I start running, and I was like, when I reached the line, I was like, yes. For some reason, when I passed the line, I had more energy when I passed the line than when I
Yeah.
started at 1500. And I was like,
Where this
wow,
energy was,
I ain't even
like.
that tired no more, dog.
Yeah, that's the same line you tell me. That's what they talking about. That's what scare me.
Oh, yeah, you remember when I said that? I was like, I ain't tired
Yeah.
no more, dog.
I think I'll look for it, but I still have those
See, and that's
recordings.
how you know. That's how you know I ain't lying. Because I tell you that then, it's like a year later, and I still say the same thing.
Yeah.
But when I passed the line, I was like, dog, I ain't even tired no more, dog. And then that's when all the Shawnee them and we would have started cracking jokes on me. And I was like, oh my goodness, don't do this to me. Don't
But
do
the
this to me.
the
Don't embarrass
thing
me
the
like this.
thing I want to mention, bro, is not only as an athlete, right? I think as a person, you have a good atmosphere because the communication you and Shawnee and her husband had that day showed that there was mutual respect. I mean, you had told me before you knew her husband. I was like, yeah, everybody be like, but I know her husband. But I watched him on the sideline and you and her sitting down, before the 4x4 races, and y'all legit talking. I was like, but Ken is gonna be a dynamic force, dog. Like I feel like you're gonna be, and this is my truth. If it comes true, I said it at first. But I feel like you're gonna be the Michael Jordan of the Bahamas one day, dog, because of what you
So like,
have done and your story. No real talk from far to fin, but you could be there, boy.
boy,
And
listen, and I got enough time to do that too, you know, because remember Michael Jordan do that in the latter part of his years.
yeah,
Shoot, yeah,
so
I should.
so I cracked a joke last time with the whole Ken and Kendrick friendship thing, right? But I want to stay serious this time and ask one final question before we take some questions and end for the day. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, that means I'd be 28. I see myself. That's two Olympics. That's two Olympics. 20. I see myself going to that next Olympics when I turn 28, and the people's when I go into it, they're saying he is the number one contender. Like that's what I see myself like straight up.
So
I'm gonna be the number one contender. Like everybody coming to beat me. Like you know, if someone who can beat me, they coming for me. What else? I see myself already have most of won the senior Pan Arms. I see myself already won the Commonwealth Games. I see myself medaling most of all them events by then. I'll only be working on probably Olympics gold medal by then. That's enough time. I have more than enough time in 5 years to do all of that.
I wanna ask, and ladies and gentlemen, you're free to drop questions in the comments, question and comment section before we end. And if none, then we end. But bro, I don't know if you're a Christian, but you prophetically said two things that scared me. One, you said you had a dream that you got these awards and your hair was low, so you cut your hair. And then now you're getting all the awards. So that's scary, bro. Like you could have asked God for $1 million, but no, you said, let me get these medals.
Oh no, I don't really stress money because I don't feel like I feel like we need the money for the materials to live. Like we need the money to buy the food. We need the
Mm,
money for the shelter and stuff. So if I already have the shelter and the food and stuff, then what will I need the money for? You know what I mean?
mm,
If that makes sense. I don't know if people just think of it like that, but I feel like once I already have a roof over my head, like okay, let's say I'm in an apartment that costs 800 a month, right?
mm,
And I need $400 to eat properly, like eat what I need for that month.
mm.
If I make 8 plus 4 is 12, if I make exactly $1,200, like just what all I need, like if all my expenses are covered, I don't care if I don't have a dollar in my name. Once I have everything I need, I do not care. Like if I have my shelter, if I have
It's
the
dope,
food, if
bro.
I have gas in the car, I don't
Mm.
care about all that extra money. People just want to have all this extra money sitting up in the bank. Like it's a plus now. But if I don't have it and I have all the stuff I need, then I'm good. All that extra stuff, if someone asks me for a dollar or something, yeah, but I don't need it. Yeah, you know?
Yeah. Hey, that's a good heart to have. So that's about our time here for off season, bro. I don't want to lose this good interview because last time it tripped out. So I want to end it here, and if we need to do a part two, we will. But any final words for anybody, maybe a prospect athlete in high school who watches this? Anything you want to tell them?
I'd want to tell him, do not let this COVID ruin your dream. Because everything happens for a reason. All this is just a obstacle put in the way to see how strong you are. Just push through it, and you shall persevere. I
That's good, man. Hey, go
was
Mingos,
trying to cook
bro.
it, brother.
Go Mingos.
Go Mingos.
Yeah.